Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking on Capnclydes MTG. We're back again. Today, it's a beautiful Monday. Let's talk about Woe or Wilds of Eldraine. Let's talk about the best cards that we're going to have an impact or possibly see some metagame changes or incorporation into Pauper, the format everybody loves to hate and secretly plays with their friends. Before we get started, don't forget comment, like, subscribe. Helps keep the channel sponsor free. A little subscription is free, and it keeps you up to date on all my videos as they come out. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're going to start off. We have 6 cards today, with number 6 being the Hopeful Vigil. So this enchantment, which is a 1 white and 1, makes you a 2/2 token creature with vigilance. When the Hopeful Vigil is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you get to scry 2. You can sacrifice it yourself for a white and 2. But the real thing here is for a white and 1, you get a 2/2 Vigi Knight, which is on par to be okay. I think one thing we need to take into consideration is there may possibly be a new Pauper deck coming out, in my opinion, and I might look into it later if you guys want me to, based around enchantments and enchantment manipulation. Um, and if you don't see it, someone's probably going to try it. And if it's any good, let me know. I'll keep an eye out for it. But the ability to sacrifice enchantments, bargaining, where you can sacrifice enchantments, tokens, or creatures, I think it was. We'll see one later. Gives you the ability to lay this for 2 and then sacrifice the enchantment, not the creature, to get the scry 2 plus the ability off another card is really huge. So I think this at number 6, or we could even call it an honorable mention, is something we need to keep in mind. All right, next, moving on. So for the top 5, number 5, we have the Warehouse Tabby. Good little kitty. So this 1 black 1/1 is an amazing creature. Again, enchantment matter mechanics. When enchantments go to your graveyard, you get a 1/1 black cat. If you play enchantment creatures, roll tokens, the enchantment we just saw, you get 1/1 creatures that can't block, which can be a thing. Plus, this has the ability for a black and 1 to have death touch and kill anything. That right there makes it a great removal spell once it gets onto the battlefield. And I think this card has a lot of potential in an enchantment matters common pauper style deck. All right, next we have Quick Study. So a blue and 2 instant that lets you draw 2 cards. So this is what we've always wanted in life, right? The blue and 2 draw 2 non-sorcery card with no drawbacks. And it's a common. We can play this in every format, including Pauper. Now, with that said, there are other cards that could technically be considered better than this. However, those cards do have conditions. This is a flat 3 mana draw 2 and could be, at common, one of the best cards that has been printed to date. Aside from powerhouses like Sleight of Mind, Preordain, Brainstorm. I think this is right up there, even though it is 3 mana. This has the ability to be huge. Next we have, coming in at number 3, we have Armory Mice. This is a big include for those Pauper white weenie decks. A white and 1 for a 3/1. Doesn't sound all that great. There's plenty of white cards that do that already. But the ability that if you lay, the ability of Celebration, where if you lay 2 or more non-land permanents, or they enter the battlefield this turn, this becomes a 3/3 for 2. That is huge. It gets it big enough so 1/1s can't block it. It'll get you a free swing. And I think this could be a thing. If you look at most Pauper white decks, like even the one that I've played on the channel that you guys have seen, almost everything costs 1 or 2 mana. Some of it costs 3. But laying 2 things in a turn is what the deck does, and the deck draws cards. So this will constantly be a 3/3. The real question is it going to be good enough against other decks to make the splash into that style of deck? And if it is, what is the card that we take out? Or is this where we actually build a new white deck where it's mono white or white and something else? Because remember, this is a white and a colorless. This becomes real easy in a 2-color deck, unlike most cards that just have to have white. Next, we have coming in at number 2, a real powerhouse, I think, in several formats, Troublemaker Ophi. This is a common to beat all commons. It is a green and 1 2/2 card. At worst, this is a 2/2 vanilla creature for green. At best, you should here's bargain. Sacrifice artifact, enchantment, or token. Like we mentioned, maybe you play a white-green deck, right? Turn 2, you make your enchantment and make your 2/2 knight. Turn 3, you sacrifice it, scry 2, and then use the Ophi's ability to exile target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. This could be huge in the format, and if nothing else, it is a 2/2. Also, the ability for it to make you sacrifice can be huge. We would have to get into specifics if you have to have a target to bargain. I don't think you do. But so the ability to play cards like this that can make you sack your enchantments, and other cards that make you sack enchantments that could cause triggers could be something big. And to be fair, like there are enchantments in Pauper that you can pop off, and the best thing about it, it does pop artifacts, which are really big, and they don't go to the graveyard. They are exiled. This could be huge. So keep an eye out for this card moving forward, because we might start seeing this get a lot of play, and other cards, especially with bargain. All right, here we go, guys. You waited for it. The one, the only, the myth, the legend, the number 1 Pauper card, Candy Grappler. That's right, Candy Grapple. This is probably one of the best cards Common has seen printed to it in a very long time. And is going to make a huge splash in any black deck that is out there. So it's a black and 1 instant that does -3/-3 till end of turn. If you bargain it, it becomes a -5/-5 instead. So what's the big deal about this? Well, if you're playing the tabby with a lot of black enchantments or artifact creatures or whatever the case may be, if you sack enchantments, the tabby's going to give you creatures. This is going to give something -5/-5. And this literally kills anything. Now, -3/-3 will kill a majority, if not 95% of the playfield in Pauper. Just hands down, just dead. But there are some Pauper decks, like there's a couple blue decks and a few other green decks, and some other random decks that have high power creatures that have bigger than 3 on the butt. This can kill up to a X5 creature. Now, in common, it's really hard to get creatures that are bigger than 5 on the butt that are easy to get into the battlefield. The ones that are getting the battlefield or can be in the battlefield easiest are normally 5 toughness or smaller, and this will deal with it. And also, any of those creatures that may be indestructible or don't take damage, anything like that, or if someone pumps their creature, this is a minus effect. It will kill anything. The only way this can be stopped is with hexproof or a counterspell. And with that being said, that's why I think this is going to be the biggest impact, because this is the kind of black removal that black has been looking for a very long time. It's not relegated to mana cost, creature's power, or toughness. It is literally just, I can kill anything 3 to 5 toughness. All you got to do is sacrifice something. I think this is going to be really huge in Pauper. And with the tabby, with this, and some other things, I would like to think that there might be time for new Pauper decks to start popping up that use bargain and enchantments to make massive creatures, flood the board, make tokens, pump them, have good removal, and really do the thing that people have always wanted to do, which is play Pauper like it's... Not that Pauper doesn't play kind of like Vintage now in some way, shape, or form, but we're starting to get common cards now that give you that feel of that power level without the cost, which is why Pauper is probably one of the most popular formats right alongside Commander. So, all that said, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned later this week. The new Grand Archive card game Their first expansion's coming out. I'm gonna have box opening videos. We'll talk about the cards and all kinds of other goodness on the channel this week as we wait for Woe to come out. So without further ado, thanks for watching. Until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.